Alright, boys and girls, we are right here in Indonesia exploring Raja Ampat on this beautiful boat called Mola Mola number 2. We're going to be diving at some of the world's most beautiful and magnificent locations right here in Raja Ampat for the next 8 days. We're going to be living right on this boat. So let's get it started. Let's go!
So the plan is to go from Adelaide to Bali, Bali to Sorong, and then there is where we'll then get on a big ship to then travel around Raja Ampat and dive at some of the most world's beautiful locations for divers like you and me. So the first destination is Bali. What we love to do in Bali is to go out for some wonderful food, and the place that we like to visit is Nuri Nuris. I've been to a lot of different restaurants in Bali, and me personally, I just love the pork satay that's served in Nuri Nuris. The spice, the taste is amazing. The getup of the restaurant is very unique and wonderful. So if you ever find yourself in Bali with a bit of a layover, do check out this restaurant just nearby the airport. Of course, if you like the more hustle and bustle, Kuta is the place you want to be. If you'd like to see more about the beauty that is Bali, go check out some of the other videos in my channel where I do talk about my trip in Bali, Indonesia. But quickly, we get on a flight from Bali to Makassar to Sorong. Yes, once you arrive in Sorong, some of our friends were already there to greet us, which was super nice. And then we quickly got on a taxi ride, which is just a quick 5-minute drive to the port where the tugboat is going to take us to Mola Mola 2. As soon as you get on board, you are welcomed with a welcome drink, of course. And initially, you get to look around the boat just to see what kind of amenities, the kitchen and the dining area, and of course the bedroom and the ensuite that you'll be able to stay in. Everywhere you go, the boat is super clean, and everything is super spacious as well. All bedroom and internal areas are air conditioned. And those of you lucky enough to be in the upper deck will get a wonderful view as soon as you wake up from your slumber. The bathrooms are super clean and very luxurious with not plastic finishing, but with stone finishing. So everything is super neat, and the fact that these are all ensuite simply blows my mind. The food is fantastic and the diving experience is like no other. As you can see, the preparation area for diving is super convenient, and after a quick briefing with your dive master, you are on your way off the boat to the tugboat itself. And on your way there, you don't have to take your BCD or your tank. It's already set up on the tugboat ready for you to dive with straight away. All you have to do is put on a wetsuit, grab your masks, grab your camera gear, and away you go.
All right, checking in with the check dive, the very first dive. We're actually not that far away from the mainland because I think they're trying to figure out who's good and who's not, who's naughty and nice.
Yeah, who they're gonna leave here.
Yeah, they're gonna leave behind. So if anything happens, ship us straight back to the mainland. And what do we see?
So whale shark on the first check dive.
On the first check dive.
And what else did you see?
Oh, we saw the manta ray, the big ones. It was bigger than a queen size bed, they say.
It was way bigger than that.
Way bigger than that. It was absolutely nuts. And whale shark, they've actually never seen that here before. The first time they're seeing it, it was just and then the wobbegong on the floor as well. We got a shot of it going chomp to the fish.
As soon as you get out of the boat, there's always welcome drink available, and there's fresh towels available to you every single dive. And the beauty of the live on board diving experience is that you get to do some wonderful night dives. So here we're setting sail out to do night dives. During night dives, the wildlife that you get to see can be a little bit richer, and the destinations that you go to, and the experience in itself generally is different. And when you point your flash out to where you're looking at, you'll be able to identify when there is a movement in the actual expanse of water. So that way you can actually spot more creatures out there, and it is a wonderful experience. Under the water itself, there's a lot of wildlife. There is wobbegong, there's Nemo, there's manta rays, there's barracudas, there's Napoleon. Even from the boat, we were able to spot our crazy whales, as you can see on the drone footage there. And of course, there are sharks. We spotted them from the boat using our drone, and of course, manta rays. When I found the manta ray using the drone, it was a feeling like no other. It was just wonderful. In this green, blue, turquoise blue water, what you can find, you find this magnificent creature creature, and that next to these wonderful islands, it just simply blows people's minds. And these islands are just beautiful. They're obviously completely untouched by human hands, and the fact that these are naturally forming landscape, it just simply blows my mind. Another destination that we went to is Pier Nemo, and in that location there's a little bit of a hike up to a platform where we get to take photos with everybody, so make sure if you do get to Raja Ampat, go check out Pier Nemo. On another trekking session, we actually climbed up this mountain. The path was very, I wouldn't say dangerous, but it was a very tough climb to make. If you Google Raja Ampat, that's the spot to see the photo where it says Raja Ampat. And there we took a group shot with this drone, and look how beautiful it is. It just goes on and on and on, and it's just wonderful. And all of this trekking is included in the travel package itself, which I think is wonderful, that it's not just about what you see underwater, but it's also about how much fun you can have on the surface. Okay, so then we went to this black tip shark dive site, if you like. There we actually didn't do any diving because the water was quite shallow, so we just did the snorkeling. But boy, have I never seen that many sharks surrounding me and not felt like I was going to die. Here you're seeing my sister swimming, and as you can see, there is a massive school of sharks right then and there, and we feel no danger. It's just a lot of fun. So when you do go to Raja Ampat, this is a spot that you do not want to miss. And not only were there sharks, there were so many other fish there as well. There, if you actually go to the jetty area, you'll be able to see some pretty beautiful batfish. So make sure you take the time to take a quick swim away from the sharks so that you can see those batfish living there. I personally think that the batfishes are the most beautiful fishes that live out there in the water. And so if you get to be there, make sure you go check them out. And boy, are the sunsets and the sunrises just simply gobsmackingly beautiful, because there's practically nothing around you and there's nothing that interrupts your vision. It is simply one of the most tear-shatteringly beautiful scenery that you will ever get to witness. Here you're seeing all of our travel mates hanging out in the morning, just doing their exercise, doing their stretches in. Yes, the boat is extremely spacious. There's a lot of room to play in. There's also a place where you can go to sing some karaoke too, which I think is super dope. And I never really had bad experiences with divers. In fact, they're just wonderful people. I got to meet people from all over the world, which was fantastic. And the dive masters and your group will form an unforgettable bond with each other. So I think that's another wonderful positive when it comes to live on board diving experiences. Okay, so another thing that we did was we landed at an island, had a bit of a walk around, and it was wonderful. What I decided to do was swim from the actual ship to the island. That was about 550 meters in straight line. I reckon I would have swam about 700 meters, including the current. And on the island, you can treat yourself to some local friends that we can make, and of course, some nice coconut water. And after that, we're going back to some more diving, and yes, turtles is the flavor of this dive, and we love turtles. I like turtles. I think they're magnificent. I think they're very unique creatures themselves, and so that's another wonderful wildlife that you get to witness. And the boat itself is massive. There was 22 people on board with about almost 25 staff that looked after us, which I thought was fantastic. There's great service, people are very accommodating, and there's smiles all around from the guests as well as the people working there. Of course, you can dive off the boat as well, as you can see right now, so make sure you take the opportunity to do that too. And I had my little bit of fun in the captain's deck as well. I just knocked on the door and the captain just let me in, and I just pretended to steer the boat and just look at stuff. But to me, it was yet another unforgettable, fantastic experience, so it's made it into the video. A quick shout out to Stanley, is the man that you're seeing right now. He was my dive master, also the cruise director of the ship. Oh, wonderful man. If you do ever get lucky enough to go on this boat and get to meet Stanley, consider yourself lucky. And Stanley, if you're watching this, be safe and we miss you. So the Sweet Lips is yet another highlight. All the divers that you're with will have so much fun swimming with the Sweet Lips. They just cover the floor. So when you're in Raja Ampat, make sure you go check out the Sweet Lips. It's going to leave you an unforgettable memory. But this part of the dive, it's actually quite deep in the water. The color is not going to be as poppy, but to just simply witness that many fish is just amazing. So the meal on the boat is amazing. Second to last day, we're actually given hot pot, which is a very rich cuisine. To be able to facilitate such a meal, I think, on a boat like this is actually simply amazing. Everybody had a wonderful time. Hot pot is something that anybody can enjoy wherever you are from in this world. And so that was one of the more unforgettable meals that I had while I was on the boat. But on the last day, they throw us a wonderful barbecue. There's brisket, there's skewers, there's seafood, there's land food, and it is the last meal that we get to have docked on the Sorong port. So there, At the nighttime, the view's glistening, we're taking photos, we're all having a great time, music is pumping, and the food is simply delicious. And I think the reason why is that everything is cooked so fresh and by human hands that actually care about you. So actually the cuisine itself is very homey and it doesn't taste that commercial, which I think is simply wonderful. And of course, I took my little opportunity to do a little toast.
Eat, drink, and be merry!
And of course, on the last day, we get shipped right back into the port and back into the airport so that we can be on our merry way back home. And just looking at this video and all the people that were involved, it makes my heart warm. It's, I guess, the reason why we all travel. If you're in a place in your life where you are feeling a little bit down and maybe things aren't as great as it can be, maybe a travel is exactly what you need. So if you made it this far in the video, make sure you check out the description. You'll find links where you can have access to all of these trips so that you can go on the same trip that I have been on. Make sure you plan for these things. Of course, yes, we all work hard to actually make the money to get out on these trips, but these are trips that will be totally worthwhile. The things that you get to see, the food that you get to eat, and the people that you spend time with is simply unforgettable. And you'll come back from this trip a changed man, whether you are physically smashed or hopefully you'll be a little bit fitter as well, or by forming unforgettable relationships and friendships with people from all over the world. If you haven't done so, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Thank you so much for checking in today. I'll see you in my next wonderful trip. I hope you can join on this trip with me. Go check out the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Peace.